Am I unmuted?
There you go.
Okay, great. I'm trying to get more specific about my goals each month. And I have to say, knowing that Show and Share was at the end of August really kept me accountable. And I have goals for the end of November. Otherwise, I just wander around. So
That
one of
is
my
so
goals,
awesome.
I got a new sewing machine. I got a new 990 and
Woohoo!
I had a low number. So it came in July. And so,
Wow. Oh,
yeah.
you
So
were right on the ball and getting onto that one then.
yeah. So right away, I had to sit through the skill hub, and learn a lot of things. And then I
Uh-huh.
was like, okay, time for my joint quilt blocks. So I quilted. The first one I quilted was, of course, 1A because it was so small and it fit entirely in the hoop, entirely. And so I had, let's see, I got a whatever. There's a thing there. And then I learned how to move the files, move the images around because you take a picture of your block in the
Uh-huh.
hoop, the actual thing. And then
Wow.
it's so easy to take your designs and just move them. And then I have like 6 or 7 different ways to get them to fit. So much fun. So after I did 3 blocks, then quilted, then I worked on learning the sashing technique.
Okay.
So that was a big goal for me to quilt all 3 blocks and do the sashing all and while learning a new machine.
It's
So
fabulous. I'm loving hearing about your journey with
that
this brand new machine.
yes, that was pretty exciting. And then the Tuffet questions have been coming up, and very early on, that was one of my goals. One of the first files I ever bought from you, and so in preparation for doing that, because at the time that seemed like a really big project, but now I think I could handle it. So I prepared in 2 ways. One was, and this is a mill gathering, so I'm not going to go deep, but one was to make a conventional tuffet just to understand the anatomy. And then
Right.
the other thing I wanted to do was make a small one, but when Tuffet Source didn't have their minis anymore, she was wonderful on the phone. She's a her first name was escaping me. But she forwarded me to Julie Struthers, who had miniature tuffets. But Julie's are 6 inch, where Tuffet Source, the minis were 8. So
Oh.
I kind of had to rework some of the mechanics of creating a 3D object, we'll just say. But I loved your piping idea. And instead of putting it on a big circle or on a ruched situation, I
Uh-huh.
just made a regular tuffet with the file, with the fabric stitch and flip method
Right.
that in
Right.
there. And you'll see pins. I have yet to hand stitch that down. But I'm not going to be able to do the button because I don't want to dimple in this nice flat thing here. So,
You know,
regular.
it's kind of surprising. If you do dimple it, it kind of works out.
Well, I left the stabilizer in on purpose to give it a nice.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to skip. I made the button. Oh my gosh. The button that comes with it is pretty much the size of your yellow center on the
Uh-huh.
6 inch. And I thought, well, that's fine. I'll just get a smaller covered button. Well, I did. I have a tiny little green one, but I just didn't think it would contribute to the overall. So I'm like, nope, I don't really need a button. The techniques I learned on the other tuffet helped me finish, uh, put a finished circle on the bottom and
It's looking fabulous.
do some of the other things to finishing with it. But anyway, your 6 inch design was lots of fun to stitch out on.
Good.
It's the first embroidery applique that I did on my 990. So I'll always remember.
So that's it. That's a 6-inch pedal power design.
Yes, 6 inch pedal power.
Yeah.
And there were, well, and there's so many lovely patterns in there, but I thought this one fit the tuffet, and since I'm, knee deep in the joy quilt, I have all these lovely fabrics and all these threads already available. So it was super easy to pull together my supplies and follow the thread card that you had for this exactly, because it went with all the beautiful
Beautiful.
yeah, this is a 2-day project.
Okay, good to know. I like that. 2-day projects are good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I'm excited for you and your new machine and all of the epiphanies that you're having, and keep at it. It's awesome.